Hey, if you've watched my channel much, you know that about the last thing I need is another project. But I never let stuff like that stop me. So here recently I've been looking at campers. I've wanted a camper since the kids were little, but we had the boat. The lake is only 20 miles away, so we really got to boat more. We'd boat all day, then come home and sleep in our own beds. We camped a few times, and it was fun, but it just wasn't something we wanted to do all the time. Now I would kind of like to be able to take like the Harley to Sturgis. I'd like to take the Dual Sport to different places that are farther than I want to ride the KLR. And it would be nice to have something to camp in that will haul the bike. And I looked at the Nobo 10.6. I really almost pulled the trigger on that, but it's almost too small. I mean, you can put two bikes in the back, but then there's no room inside there to do anything else. So if I was going to like stealth camp somewhere, I'd have to take the bike out, put it outside to be able to camp in the camper. So what I've decided to do is right there, I have a 6x12 cargo trailer that I've had for several years now. I absolutely love it. We're going to modify it to make it into a camper and still be able to use it as a cargo trailer, because the Nobo had the flip down back door. So it's real similar to this. It's just the Nobo was smaller and way more expensive for what is basically a small cargo trailer. It's just really expensive, because the one I was looking at was 5 years old, and they were wanting $12,900 for it. And my wife thought that was expensive. And then I was looking at a small camper called the Bean Square. It was like $70,000. That's like, yeah, we're going to modify this. So the first thing we need to do is, I'll show you. This is just a standard enclosed 6x12 trailer. Got the door there. Got the drop down back door to use as a ramp. We need some windows. And where we're going to start is in the door. So I got a little window that should fit right in here, slides up and down, get a little more ventilation. So we're going to unbox it, mark the door, go to cut, and see if we can't get this thing installed. So the first thing we got to do is figure out where we're going to put the window. We've got the hinge on the top. The inside of the door is just plywood. I assume there's probably a foam core. We've got to dodge the upper part of the hinge here. There's one screw here, but that just goes into the core only to hold the sheeting from flopping. So we don't really have anything we got to dodge except for the upper hinge. All right, it measures straight and it looks straight. I'm going to take a Sharpie. Now, if you're 100% sure that's where you want it, where you like it, you can start drilling in the corners so we've got some place to put the jigsaw blade. So we'll cut all this out with the jigsaw. Up till now, everything's temporary. This is where it becomes permanent. Of course, this siding is aluminum, so it's real easy to drill. Now I'm going to tape around the edges of the line with some masking tape. That way I don't scuff up the paint on the rest of the door as I cut it with the jigsaw. Perfect. All right, we should be ready to cut. Even bought a brand new Walmart jigsaw just for this project. My old Black & Decker finally gave up. I don't know if you could tell there, but it was cutting pretty hard right through here, then it got easy, so I must be cutting through something. I don't know if it's got a reinforcement board across there. We'll find out when we get the insert out. That's what it was. Full plywood there in the middle, right in here. And then there's just an open gap through here with the two pieces of like a 1/4 inch ply. You definitely want to put the tape on there because the bottom of the jigsaw was leaving a scuff mark all around the inside. And the hole looks pretty good except for this spot right here. It looked like I had it tilted a little bit, so I'll grab the belt sander and square that up a little bit. These openings here, there's more plywood back over here filling it up, so there's just a little gap here, but I would like to where the window squeezes together to reinforce that. So that piece right there is the right width, so I'm going to cut a couple of strips off of it and glue it in here and here. Well, I wanted to glue those pieces in, and I thought I had some wood glue around here, but I can't find it. So we're just going to use T88 structural. So we're just going to use T88 structural epoxy. Now I'll put a couple of brad nails on the inside. Just to keep it from moving around when I take the clamps off. Okay, I've got the other reinforcement board in. Got a little extra epoxy, so I'm just going to rub it into the side here. That'll make an excellent waterproofer. Not trying to glue the window in or anything. Just coating the end of the wood. And always wear gloves when you're handling epoxy. I didn't when I built the Mini Max, and I think that's why I'm so screwed up now. The way this fits in there is your outer trim piece goes on just like that. And see this slot here? The screw holes line up with the slot. And they sent a bunch of self-tapping screws. So as you screw them into the slot, they will drill through and extend through on the bottom side, but lock it into place. Before we do that, we need to put some sealant around here. Now we don't want to silicone this in because we might need to take it back out sometime. So I got some actual RV butyl strip sealant to go on there. Okay, here's the sealant we're going to use on it. Also got it off Amazon. I'll put the link up at the description. There was lots of different kinds of this butyl tape. This stuff had some of the best reviews, so I grabbed it. On this window, the screen section is the bottom. There's drain holes here, so you want to make sure to install it like this. I'm going to go ahead and peel this off so I don't have it end up with it stuck in between things. And since I've got it on an old chamois here, it's not going to get scuffed up. Now you want to make sure the surface is clean. Start at the bottom. That way your joint, once you went all the way around, ends up at the bottom. And done. And that stuff will squeeze down as we pull the window into the door. I needed some help to hold the window in while I put the frame on it, so I got my lovely assistant here. She's going to hold the window.
The phone was bugging you in. It's not quite the same.
All right, after you get them all drilled through, then you go back with a screwdriver and tighten them up, and that'll pull the window together. All right, that's the inside of it. Looks real good on the outside. Now, one last step. I'm going to take some clear sealant and run it from about here over the top and there, just to deflect the water that comes up on the top. And I'm going to use some stuff that's paintable. It's not silicone, Lexor or something. I'll get the tube of it. But you don't want to use that to glue the whole thing in, because like I say, you'll never get it back out. But a little bit around the top, that'll keep the water running down the sides, make sure none gets in the door. Okay, the stuff I'm going to use is Lexel. We'll put the smallest bead. And it would be nice if I could actually keep it up against the camera. Run it down like that. Well, that's pretty much it for installing the window. I've never done that before. It's pretty easy. This is probably going to turn into a whole series on converting this into a, kind of a toy hauler camper. Some of the other things I want to do too is we're going to add some more windows on the sides, probably one bigger one on each side. Somewhere we're going to put an air conditioner because I like to be comfortable. We're also going to put a roof power vent. Add electrical system inside. It's got a LED lighting in there that had it when I got it, but I'll add some more stuff to it. Camping setup, shelving probably there in the Vino, someplace to sleep. I want to be able, like I say, stealth camp, like pull in somewhere, crawl in the camper, not have to take my bike out, but just get in there and go to sleep. Also, the Nobo I was looking at is what they call an overland camper. It's got a little bit more ride height, a little more aggressive tires. This is too big to pull through the woods, but I am going to get a little more ground clearance because the axles are on top of the leaf springs, so I'm probably going to move them to the bottom. And I also want to add trailer brakes to it because it doesn't have any trailer brakes. And I was pulling a camper home from my daughter the other day with her F-150 with trailer brakes and everything. It's like, I like trailer brakes. So that would be another addition to this. Just anything I can think of to make it more user-friendly when I'm camping, hauling bikes. I also thought about putting the Kawasaki X2 jet ski in here. Put it on like one of those rolly carts, roll it in and out, park with this thing aimed at the lake, roll it out and go right into the water. So, There'll be a lot more stuff going on, so like and subscribe. I always appreciate that. Any comments on how I did this? Because like I said, it's the first time. But thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next video.